Hey guys, I found the button.
Yeah.
All
Oh
right.
my God. Are we all here together now?
I think we're all here to go. Shocker, it was the button that says go live.
I knew it.
We are live.
Okay.
Welcome back, everybody. Episode 2. We're coming back with the fury.
A whole lot of nada, someone just said.
We're thinking of changing the podcast
I think it's working
to technical difficulties.
All right, I think we're live now. I see Hollander.
Welcome. We're here. Yeah. Okay, guys. So in case you missed the introduction, we have 2 wonderful guests here today, and we're so happy to be here. Thanks for tuning in. So the guest at the pool table is the incredible humanitarian and community organizer, co-founder and president of Encinitas for Equality, Molly Woods Drake. Thank you so much for being here today. I feel like we've done this 3 times already.
Right, yeah, 3rd time's a charm. I'm
Welcome.
so happy to be here.
And the performing artist today, she is so captivating and so talented. She'll only burn you down to bring you back up. We have Hollander. Thank you so much for being here.
I'm so happy to be here. Thank you.
Now, before we get into the podcast here and go into barn time, just wanted to introduce the staff. We did this before, but we're doing it again because that is the theme of today. The producer, Polar Bear Den, we have Andrew Ware just killing it over there, managing the sound, managing the video, loving life. Hit him up for everything that you need because he does it all. And our co-host, super talented, amazing human, Kyra Wilcox. Don't hold back your comments, your laughs, your fart jokes, the shenanigans.
I'm on the comments.
He's on the comments, engaged, ready to go.
Taylor Chapin says, yay. We love you, Taylor.
Yeah, Taylor.
What?
So, you guys, thank you so much for being here. Before, you guys are both doing some really cool projects and producing some really good music and bringing the community together in different ways, which is so beautiful. I would just like to hear a little bit and kind of the audience, let them know just where you're coming from, how you got into what you're doing, just a little bit about, your story. You want to go first?
Yeah, sure, I'll kick it off. So again, my name is Molly Woods Drake. I am president, co-founder of Encinitas for Equality, which we established after the murder of George Floyd. And really what happened was myself and 5 other women came together. We didn't know each other prior, but we were connected with somebody in the community who said, I feel really helpless and hopeless right now. I need to do something. And each of us separately connected with that person, which brought us to the Cardiff Kook, where we did a art installation of all of the names of the Black lives that have been taken by from police brutality. Unfortunately, that same night, somebody came and they tore down the art installation. And rather than respond with hate and anger, we decided to invite the community to come back together the next day. And we said, we don't know how long this will be up, but we want everyone to have the opportunity to pay respects, to honor these lives we've lost, and to protest against what's happening in our country. And so the next day, about 200-300 people showed up to do just that. And they kept saying, what next, what next, what next? And so we were able to keep that up for the entire week. We had local electeds that believe in the mission of Black Lives come out and share their experience, why it's so important to vote. We had our LGBT community leaders come and join in with us. And really from there, we decided that there is a hunger in our community for justice. And that is, we became Encinitas for Equality. Within about a month, we created a diverse leadership body. One of the things we quickly realized was this was 5 women, all but myself. I'm Latina. The other 4 were white. And we were leading a movement for Black lives. And we needed to make sure that we had those voices at the forefront and being elevated. And so we, really did some deep introspection, tried to reach out to our neighbors. For those that don't know, Encinitas only has a 0.8% of Black population here. So,
wow.
It takes a lot for people that live in this community, people of color, to have the courage to step up and take that platform and speak and educate us all. But we have a really amazing team that has stepped up to do that, of leaders. We filed for a nonprofit in late July and opened a Black collective, which is on the 101, and really have just been looking at how do we address systemic racism. And so that's kind of the project we're working on. And for myself, this is really a lifelong journey. I was raised by two community activists, and this has always been what I've known and what I was raised in. I'm a union organizer is my career, so I've worked in the social justice movement for the last 11 years. So to be able to do this in my backyard, in my community is, so meaningful to me. So thanks for having me.
That's amazing. Yeah, and as a privileged white male during the murder of George Floyd, I was looking for, just trying to listen as much as I could and see what I could do, and your organization gave me a space to be a part of something, and just really grateful for all that work, and I look forward to talking more about it with you. Ashley, would you like to talk a little bit about your beginnings?
Yeah. My name is Hollander, for those of you that don't know me. I'm a female musician from North County. Earlier this year, I came out with an album, and at the end of January, and then the shutdown happened, and so we kind of had to figure out ways to adjust. And so in that process, we got into doing the band together. So we did a live album then too. But the album was all about empowerment and finding new life and using the things that maybe are difficulties for us and trying to find them and flip it as a strength. And so that's what I like to write about, stuff like that.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Do you feel like warming up the room with
I would love to.
one of your songs?
I would love to.
Can't keep you here, no. Why should I try? You should be thankful you're still alive, but you're ungrateful. Tell me, what do you love? I tell the truth, though. What a hell of a ride. I'ma start a fire, yeah, I got the ladder. I'ma pour the gasoline. Time to pay the piper, we're down to the wire. We bend over everything. You play the fool, so we dance around your flames. And we don't give a shit, darling, this is Judgment Day. Oh, 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 Judgment Day. Oh, 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 Judgment Day. Heard you were running, afraid of the night, but I'm still coming. Flames burning inside. This shade is something I wouldn't touch. Look what you started. Now there's nowhere to hide. I'ma start a fire, yeah, I got the lighter. I'ma pour the gasoline. Time to pay the piper, we're down to the wire. We bend over everything. You play the fool, so we dance around your flesh. And we don't give a shit, darling, this is Judgment Day. Oh,
have such a beautiful sound.
Thank you.
It's really hard to know what to say afterwards.
I know.
You have no words.
No.
I know.
Okay, the show's done.
Show's
I have
over,
nothing
yeah,
to say.
there it is. And we're done. Do you feel like talking a little bit about that song and what it means to you, what you were going through at the time?
Yeah, I'd love to. So this, sorry. That sounded kind of scary. This song in particular, my album that I released at the end of January was called From the Ashes. And I'm very intrigued by fire and the things that happen with it. I actually think that song is pretty fitting for the things that are happening right now. But the beautiful thing about fire is a very dangerous thing, and it can be very devastating for a lot of people. I think especially in California, I think most of us have been touched by how scary some of these fires can be. But the beautiful thing about it is that when fires do spread and it burns up vegetation releases seeds into the air and it makes new life. And so for me, that's where this song came from, and how I wrote the rest of the album, I feel like, is a representation of that.
Beautiful. Yeah, your audience is born again after you burn them down.
Yeah.
So, yeah, one question I have for both you guys, and whoever feels like answering it first is more than welcome to, but just the role an artist plays in a revolution. Is it, there's a lot of different ways you can take it, just playing music, being out there, showing up at events, lyrically. Just curious what you guys have to say about that, the role of an artist.
Would you like to?
Sure. I mean, just honestly listening to your song right now, and I resonate so much with the idea of this fire, and I think it has really mixed messages, especially while we're watching cities literally burn down in response to police brutality. And so many people say, like, how can you burn down your own city? And while I personally have not experienced anything that would cause me to burn down a city or have, these responses, I also can't judge people. It's like for 400 years, when a system has not been built to work for you, you want to burn it down and you want to start something new from the ashes. And I am a huge proponent of the idea of the phoenix. And it's like sometimes you have to burn everything away to be able to start anew. And so I feel like with systemic oppression and racism, it's so ingrained in our country that sometimes things have to be broken down, and it doesn't have to be figuratively that we burn it all down, but we do have to figure out how do we just really make peace with what we've done and start anew. And being able to hear it in a song or see it in a piece of art where somebody creates it in a way that can have a conversation without saying like, hey, let's have riots and burn things down, I think allows more people to come into that conversation. And so I find it to be so amazing that people can take something that's happening and capture it into a 3-4 minute song, but we can all, how I resonated with that is going to be different than you, but it touches us all. So thank you for that.
That was beautiful. Thank you. I agree. I think that I think now in today's world with the shutdown and everything that's been happening culturally, that there's a deeper appreciation for music. I don't think that there was ever not an appreciation, but I feel like right now with the way that things are going, people are trying to find ways for us to come together. And I think in my personal experience, music has always been something that really can bring people together from different walks of life, even different languages. It literally crosses all borders of our differences. And I think that I feel honored to be able to be a part of bringing people together and bringing connection. And during this shutdown, that was like the thing that was the heaviest on me, is how much of a responsibility it is and how needed it is, and how that we have to find ways to cultivate ways to be able to come together, doing so safely, still like flexing that connection with each other, and hopefully it will allow for healing.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, wherever there's darkness, there's light, this pandemic, it's an awful happening, and for so many reasons. But the music that's coming out of it has been amazing. People are collaborating from all over the place. It's opening new windows, and It's really interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's beautiful. I wanted to switch gears just quickly. You mentioned in your Molly, in your introduction, the Black Collective.
Yes.
It's a beautiful space. I just love what you're doing there. You think you could tell us a little bit more about that space?
Yeah, so as I said, it's like racism isn't just police brutality. And so the solution isn't let's just defund police or reform police or all of this conversation about police. It's so embedded in every part of our society. And so one of the things we looked at in Encinitas was, why do we only have 0.8% Black people that live here? It's like there's people that want to live here, but what's stopping them from that? And so we really started to break that down. And one of the things that we found, and I think there was a lot of people, not just myself and the activists that I know, were like, I want to support Black businesses. There's this whole hashtag of like, buy Black, support Black businesses. And I started Googling, where can I support Black businesses in North County? And what came up was a barbecue shop in Oceanside. There was a woman that I found that does hair in San Marcos, and there really was not a lot of brick and mortar Black businesses to support. And so that was an immediate red flag of course people aren't going to live here if this isn't where they work and they don't have an opportunity to work here. And so we were looking into creating a community space, really just having a small office because, for safety purposes, having people come to my home wasn't the most ideal. And what we ended up, thanks to Gather and the collaboration we had with Lauren Duke there, where they couldn't do yoga, she basically said, you can utilize this space. This is what rent is going to be. And we decided from there, well, what if we reach out to Black vendors and we see if we raised $14,000 from the community, we could pay for the rent. They can come and sell their stuff free of charge. They don't need to pay rent, and we can bring Black businesses to Encinitas. And so that opened the first week of September. We started with about 8 Black businesses. What that looked like was me sliding into DMs and saying hey, I have a nonprofit. Do you want to give me all of your stuff and let us sell it here? And really building that relationship of trust with vendors. And then word of mouth has us now at about 25 vendors. We'll be expanding to the entire BIPOC, Latinx population, and really expanding our vision and the ability of, lifting everyone together. And on one hand, it's been this amazing experience of, creating business, which was our initial platform around that. But also our community platform is, when you get to know somebody, you're going to fight for them. And so when we live in this bubble that is Encinitas, that is extremely white and affluent, there's not many people that are going to City Heights or downtown San Diego and building real relationships with our Black communities. And so as we bring people together, people become more vested. And so it has become this community space where we're connecting not just our own neighbors that are Black, which is extremely important when they're extremely isolated, but also our Black neighbors in City Heights or La Mesa, and really creating true community. And so that's what it's become. It's a Black collective, but it's also this community space for us. Again, it's similar. It's hard during COVID to create community, and being able to do it there when it's so necessary has been a real gift. And we thank the community for making that possible by funding that.
Such an amazing project.
Yeah.
And how big is the scope? Are you staying within San Diego with that, or are you reaching out to other people outside of there?
Yeah,
or?
so we have a couple vendors that are someone from North Carolina. She had been a San Diego jewelry designer, and she moved to North Carolina by the time we reached out to her, and we were like, send us your stuff, we'll sell it here. And so really, we're open to as much space as we have, filling that with, it's art. Someone had came in who is a local artist, and he was like, this is the largest art studio in Encinitas right now. And it's, we have 4 Black artists that have their art on the wall. And so the limit is when we run out of wall space and we run out of space within the shop. And then we also do tutoring 3 days a week. And so with COVID, one of the things that, continues to be highlighted is the disparity in our education system, and people that don't have access to the same type of technology. We find it's primarily our Latinx population. Language is a huge barrier, and so we do tutoring Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 4:30 to 6:30, free tutoring for 12 kids is what we're able to do COVID safely. So
that's amazing.
Yeah.
So just so our massive audience of millions of people can know where to go to shop, where exactly is this location?
We are 414 North Coast Highway. It's the Gather Yoga Studio, so it still says Gather, but then on the sign it says Encinitas for Equality. It's right next to the...
Lose Records? Lose Records?
Yes, right next to, so all of the musicians, you know where Lose Records is.
We know
We're
where
right
Lose
next
is.
Find
to,
it.
and if you're an animal person, we're right next to the animal hospital.
Amazing.
And we're open every day except Monday and Friday, 11 to 4.
Okay, you guys heard it. You know, you have no excuse now.
Yes.
I'm talking to the audience there. And if possible, Andrew, do we have that video that kind of shows the store? Maybe we can pop that up real quick to give you guys a visual.
Yeah. Alright, whenever.
Yeah.
Ready?
Alright. Or it's not going to TV anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, this will be going out to going out there.
And here we go.
The concept of the organization began in
And
June after the
action.
killing of George Floyd. There were nightly protests in Encinitas at the statue known as the Cardiff Kook, which were led by Molly Woods Drake, Felicia Rollins, and Jody White. The three decided they needed to form Encinitas for Equality to bring lasting change.
Our belief is that the end of racism begins with hello, and so if we can begin to create real community between people that wouldn't likely end up in the same place, and we have an understanding of people's experiences and we have empathy, we'll take action to demand justice for them.
The group is also known as E4E. It has raised over $23,000 through crowdsourcing and private donors to bring the community space and Black Collective into fruition. Their building is located on the North Coast Highway in Leucadia and has provided the opportunity for the first Black-owned businesses to open in Encinitas.
What other cultures can do to help us, this is what we ask. This is gonna change the way the community thinks, because it's not just a one-minded thing. We're all getting ideas and putting our thoughts into this. So I see E4E taking it to the next level with the community and building that bridge that's been lacking for so many years.
E4E also organizes daily runs to demand justice for Breonna Taylor, hosts yoga in the park 5 days a week to support a Black Yogi Scholarship Fund, and provides free surf camps and tutoring for underserved youth.
This is a good opportunity. And then I'm very grateful to be here and thank this community to do this thing for us.
We urge everyone in the community, come by here, purchase Black, but more importantly, come and have a conversation and dialogue about what we can all do together to end systemic oppression.
Encinitas for Equality is working to obtain nonprofit status. This Friday, they're hosting their first fundraiser night to support a scholarship fund for local minority youth. Jacob Ayer, KPBS News.
Amazing. It's truly amazing work you guys are doing over there. And yeah, I saw Rod James skateboard and racism.
Yes.
Him and one of our friends, Max Kilgrew, had a skate protest.
Yes.
Over at the Encinitas Pood Skate Park, and it was a beautiful turnout. And Rod had great things to say. He was all about listen, learn, and love, and just has nothing but love coming out of that guy's mouth.
Yeah, he's incredible. We have some of his shirts that are "Love Thy Neighbor," and he really is about like how do we, connect. And I ended up buying 3 of those skateboards and giving them out to people. We have one hanging on my wall in my house. So,
Yeah, you working on your ollie a little bit, or
No, definitely not.
Love your neighbor. I think Mr. Rogers said that too.
I think
Be a
yes.
friend to your neighbor. 2 beautiful people.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I would love to hear another song from Hollander. How you feeling over there?
So good. So good. I would love to share.
I caught the rain last night. It looked like black and white. Circulate chills through my veins from the ground, drawing up my spine. I missed your kiss last night. Search for you far and wide. Late laid on my feet to the side, wiped away teary eyes for your wild. Oh, who am I under desert sky if I cannot see? Oh, open eyes to the open wide, and then draw me near. I crave your danger like it's fire, oh my dear. You are my wild. Your whiskey forward ride, resistance but still we strive. Won't bend but breaking the law, saying out till we see the light. I am your takeaway. I'm loyal till end of days. To hell with the games, go all in, speak up quick, take my breath away. Oh, who am I under desert sky if I cannot see? Oh, open eyes till they're open wide, and then draw me near. Crave your danger like it's fire, oh my dear. You, oh yeah, you're my wild. You're my wild. Thank you.
How do you do it? How do you do it? It's like you're just I'm perplexed. You so effortlessly. These notes and these different ranges and these tones.
Thank
It
you.
must be because you're a middle child.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Is that where it's
Yeah.
coming from?
Yeah, I'm part of a very big family. I'm one of 10, and between my mom and my dad, we have 7 siblings from the same mom, and I'm right smack dab in the middle. And definitely when you're in a big family, you're trying to find ways to like set yourself apart, and at least the middle child does it every time. So,
Totally.
so I just did a ton of music, and I don't know, I gravitated towards it, and I just loved to sing. And then I started writing. I was moved by poetry and being able to create something from your soul that nobody else can. That to me is to bring existence out of yourself is the most unreal experience. To be able to put something into the world, like that just blows my mind. So I'm obsessed with it.
Yeah, that's amazing. Do you get along with your siblings?
Oh yes, I do.
Yeah.
Shout out to my day ones.
So how many siblings we got?
So there are, I've got our baby sisters, Michaela, and then Samantha, Olivia, myself, and then Rachel, Holly, Taylor, and then Nicole, Brian, and Steven.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot of women.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And let me just say, it is the most beautiful thing to be one of 7 girls. Like, the most beautiful thing to be able to experience that.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I thought
Yeah.
having 4 siblings was a lot.
It still is, though. That's, like, rare, too, though. Like, having that many siblings, it's not normal these days.
This might be a really inappropriate question, but do you guys have like, are you guys on the moon cycle at the same time? I'm sorry.
I knew it.
Someone was
You're
gonna
not
ask
the first
it.
one.
Okay.
You're not.
Yeah.
I get it all the
I
time.
know.
Yes.
What do I know?
Definitely at least 1 week out of the month, it was a riot at our house.
Yeah. I bet.
Costco size ice cream and Hershey
Oh,
bars.
Costco was made for us.
It's nature. There's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah,
It's
not
amazing.
at all. Yeah.
Beautiful. Where do we go from there, you know? My goodness.
She keeps ending the show. We have to bring it back.
Back to the pool table combo. Molly, you're doing so many different projects and different things all over our community. And one of the things you mentioned was yoga for justice. I just wanted to hear a little bit more about that and how people can get involved if they're doing yoga and want to be a part of it.
Yeah, so, again, I can't say enough how systemic racism is and how, I just think part of the problem is most people are, I'm not going to plan a protest, or, this elephant feels too big to take on. So people start to feel really hopeless and helpless and that they don't have a role to play. And I think it was the weekend after George Floyd was murdered, there was a yoga class that was done at Moonlight Beach, and the donations, the funds raised were going to ACLU. And so I had gone to that, and the yoga instructor after was like, what else can I do? I want to do more. And there was probably like 30 people that showed up. And so from there we decided, there's this universe of a very spiritual yoga focused community that is trying to figure out, how do I have a role to play in this? And I've also very quickly realized of this 30 people, no one at that yoga class was a person of color. So we're doing yoga to support people of color, but no one there is actually from our Black community. And so that in itself was another red flag of, how do we create this access point to wellness that we take for granted? It's like, I will spend money to go to yoga or meditation and all these things that take care of myself, and then the people who need it the most don't have an entry point or an access point, whether because of finances or because of representation. Why would you go to a yoga class and feel like, I'm the only person in here and I don't see myself in this community? And so what we did was we created a volunteer opportunity for any yoga instructors that wanted to come and volunteer an hour. We were doing 3 yoga classes a week in the park, and all of the donations go to funding teacher training scholarships for Black yogis. So if there's students that are going to yoga and they want to become a yoga teacher, we have the resources to scholarship that and allow people to have that opportunity. But then also bringing our BIPOC yoga instructors who might not necessarily have felt that Encinitas was a home for them into the community, into a safe space, and saying, please lead us through a flow, like allow us to learn from you the same way we would from anybody else. And so we have Hillary Sepulveda Brown, who is an incredible yoga instructor. She is actually getting her trauma yoga instruction through our scholarship program as well. And she does classes Wednesday nights as well as Saturday. That's what we're doing now, just with the time change and the temperature. But then this Saturday specifically, we are doing an entire wellness post-election wellness festival where we will have sound bowls, meditation for activists, Pilates, a boot camp, really the whole gamut of wellness and how do we take care of ourselves. And we'll have a number of our BIPOC instructors that will be there, as well as our white allies that, it's like this beautiful, what it should look like, what wellness community should look like, what every community should look like. And that'll be at Cottonwood Creek Park from 8 a.m. till 1 p.m. on Saturday. People can go to our Encinitas for Equality Instagram or webpage, and there's an Eventbrite on there. It's $40 donation is what we recommend, but we want, again, access is what matters. So anyone that wants to come and have an opportunity to heal and come together with the community, we invite you to be there, and don't let, monetary issues be something that stops that from happening.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And it's like, bring your own mat, bring your own
Yep.
towel.
We'll have mats and towels for people too. Again, it's, access should never be something that stops somebody from being able to heal themselves. I know I personally cannot wait for this class. I was like, I'm going to spend 5 hours in Shavasana. It's been a really,
That's my favorite pose.
Yeah, a really long couple of months with
It's
the
actually hardest
election.
pose, they say.
Totally.
Master.
Whatever. I mean, I'm a really good sleeper, so I could Shavasana for 5 hours, no problem.
I'm practically a yogi if you take Shavasana as the main thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so cool that you guys do that. I mean, it's so just healing and getting people together. There's got to be something about like collective yoga, maybe just like bringing a higher power to it or something.
And I think that, it's like there are a lot of people on the spiritual path that haven't quite found their niche. And, one of the things, and it might be controversial, but I'm just going to say it, is someone that said, like, spirituality and only meditating is your privilege. It's like if you're someone that's in the spiritual community and you're not getting out there and you're not doing something, but you're saying, I'm going to heal the collective from my mat, it's like, but then not doing anything else, that's sitting in your privilege. It's like we all have to find where we can get into these places and show up. And so, it's like this is a great opportunity for people to come and, put your money where your mouth is and show up for somebody. And I think I am a meditator. I am all about healing, but I also think like at some point we have to also physically show up and be part of that fight.
Right. You got to walk the walk.
Yeah.
As Elvis said, a little less conversation, a little more action.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, he may have been talking about something else.
Right.
It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and I'm sure it might be easier to get into a peaceful state after this election, depending on where you stand. But the sky looked a little bluer.
I think so.
It was I'm just gonna say, fuck yeah.
Yeah, at E4E, we are nonprofit, so we don't get to endorse candidates. But Molly Woodstrake went to Arizona, knocked on doors for 4 days for Joe Biden, and was so excited to be able to flip that state and get one more seat in the Senate. And the sky definitely looked a little bit bluer.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Well, you guys, I would love to hear another song. I don't know what it is. You just like, whenever there's a dull moment, not even a dull moment, just like a space. I just want to hear more. Your music.
I appreciate that.
Just warms me up.
I will. I'll do it.
Okay.
I'll do it.
Okay. I'll pull your arm. I'll pull your leg.
Take one down, pass that shit around. Look away if you feel afraid. Fan the flame while you go insane. Walk a shame, here we go again. Dancing heavy with my demons while I'm drowning in the hell. Now it's feeling like a fever. I promise you won't kiss and tell. It's a sad and lonely feeling when the pain is taking toll. I'll atone for how I'm living. God have mercy on this soul. Come and get what you've been craving. Get your fill, always shoot to kill. Complicate, lean into the fade. Take a ride, hang me out to dry. Dancing heavy with my demons It's a sad and lonely feeling when the pain is taking toll. I'm atoned for how I'm living. Ain't no one inside my soul to save my soul. To save my soul. Ooh.
Incredible.
Yeah, that song makes me want to just like go out into the mountains and just become a beast.
Yeah.
You know?
I love that. That's exactly what I was going for.
Yeah, really. You have a line in there, dancing heavy with my demons.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that. That's I like that.
So this song in particular, this one's not out yet. I have some plans for some fun things coming up soon in the very near future, but this song is available on YouTube. I submitted it during the shutdown for like the Tiny Desk
Nice.
competition thing that they had. So
We're
yeah.
rooting for
My
you.
favorite videos.
Yeah. So good.
Yeah. Did you win? You're gonna win.
Oh, I think they terminated
yeah.
it for the time being or something like
They
that.
need a bigger desk.
Possibly.
No, they had a winner. It was this girl. It was super amazing.
Oh, hell yeah.
I forget her name, but she had a video in a field, and her band was really stripped down.
Gorgeous.
Wow.
And yeah.
Oh, hell
But
yeah.
I forget her name. I'm blowing it.
I'll have to look that up then.
Yeah.
That's awesome. But yeah, this song is called I. That particular line kind of came from a place, I'm not afraid of like the scary things in life. I think that oftentimes the reaction as humans is to kind of like cower or run away from things. I believe that if you face those things head on, while you're scared, that it doesn't feel as intense. And so I kind of got to a place where I would dig my roots deep and get comfortable with the uncomfortable and find a way to just attack the things in life that maybe are scary and learn to like be scarier than that.
You're such a middle child. No, that's so beautiful. Just taking, just confronting your fears and growing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Thanks.
So you were on a podcast like a couple days ago,
Oh,
right?
yes, I was.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just wanted to give you a quick shout out. Can you tell us the title and where they could find that? And
Yes.
It was a beautiful conversation.
I'll get the link too.
Thank you. Yeah, that'd be great. It's at Dollywood. So if you go to his Instagram, it's episode 1 that we put on there. I think we just released the video footage too on YouTube as well. So, or he released it. It's not mine. I was just a guest on it. But I think he released the
Dollywood. I love
footage.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so good.
So you did episode 1 with him. You're doing episode 2 with us. Who's episode 3? You gotta keep it going.
Hit me up. At me.
All right.
Slide into my DMs
You heard
in a creepy way.
You heard it, audience. You know, if someone out there is doing a podcast, she needs a number 3 stat.
Let's
It needs to be the
go.
3rd episode.
Speaking of comments, is there anybody chatting saying hello?
Oh, tons of people. It's been fun. My mom said hi, or she said wow. I think she
Wow.
hi, mom. Hi,
I know all
mom.
the moms out there.
Love you, mom.
Love the moms. Moms deserve like so much more than they get credit for.
Right.
Where do we start?
We're all so lucky, right?
We need to bake something. For that, you know? Like
Return the favor.
yeah. Well, Yeah, they're just better at baking, so that'd be pointless.
Right.
Just do the dishes. Do the dishes.
Yeah,
after
we'll
they
do
bake.
the dishes. We'll do the dishes. Another quick shout out to Kelly Hinsey for getting elected as the Encinitas City Council member. She was on this last episode, and she's doing outstanding things, and we were lucky to have her. And just wanted to say, go Kelly!
Yeah, Kelly.
We love Kelly. Kelly's actually who I say is the birther of Encinitas for Equality, because she is the one who said, I need to do something, who's down to do something. And that's where us women that didn't know each other came together. And the three founders that remain is myself, Felicia Rollins, and Jody White. And so I always say Kelly is the mother of dragons.
She is. I don't know how she does it all, but she does.
Yes.
Do
And
it.
so gracefully. I'm always tell her, I was
Right?
like, I cannot be as diplomatic as you are. But
Yeah.
she does it so well.
Yeah, she's Kelly. You're amazing. We love you.
Also, shout out to Helena Hollern for being on our first episode. Got to throw her out there.
That was so good. And yeah, she's got some new music coming out too, right?
Yep, check out that first episode if you want to hear more about that.
First episode, and we'll throw a link in the bio. That's what they say. Throw the link in the bio. When you don't know it, you just
Link
throw the
in
link in the
bio.
bio.
Right?
But then you gotta remember it.
Yeah, you got to follow through. You got to walk the walk, as you were saying. So we talked before the show a little bit, and you had just a beautiful story about your father and his involvement in another movement.
Yeah.
Yeah, did you feel like talking about that for a bit?
I'd love to talk about my dad. And speaking of demons, my dad passed away when I was 19. And so, you know, it's the work that I do now, I feel more close to him than I ever have. My dad was one of the founders of the farm workers movement with Cesar Chavez. He had gone to school for theology, and when Cesar Chavez started trying to organize farm workers in the fields, he basically was told, like, you're going to need someone with religion. You know, it's like you need a white man with religion. And my dad was a white man with religious background that was connected to Cesar Chavez and basically became his right-hand man. My dad led the grape boycott throughout the country, which basically got everyone to stop eating table grapes in solidarity with the workers that were striking because they didn't have access to water, basic human rights out in the fields. And so he led that. And I think the picture I sent was my dad doing the march from Delano to Sacramento, which was multi-100-mile march that they did with Cesar and many of the farm workers to, you know, it's like there was a nonviolent protest is what they did all the time, despite there being so much violence. And, you know, I really tried to learn from that and lean into that. And my dad was, you know, such an incredible figure. I was born in Mississippi. My parents actually met working for the farm workers. My mom is just as much of a trailblazer as my dad. And then we moved to Mississippi. They were organizing the first black woodcutters into a credit union so that they can basically not be dependent on white men. And they did that. And then we went to North Jersey. I grew up in right outside of New York City. My dad was an organizer in the South Bronx, and my mom worked for a labor union. And so from my youngest age, I was on picket lines, going to marches. I think when I was 10, my mom took me to the first huge gay rights march in Washington, D.C., and I got heat stroke, and I was like, I'm done. I'm done with marches. I'm done with the labor movement. I'm not doing this anymore. And really, it was hard for a while. Like, my parents' life was la causa, the cause. And I took that personally. And it was, you know, just hard being like, why aren't you at my soccer games? And now as an adult, I understand how important that is. When my dad passed away, there were 4 memorial services around the country. And so many people saying, this is how your dad changed my life. Like, we didn't have running water. We didn't have access to these schools. And, you know, it's like understanding that sometimes there are causes that are really so important. But it took a while. And it wasn't until Barack Obama ran for president that community organizer is who changed my life. And I decided I want to do this. I want to be part of this movement. And that's when I decided to become a union organizer myself. And so it wasn't my mom or my dad, though really it was. I joke, you know, it's like, but Barack Obama, it was really that movement that captured me. And so those 3 organizers, I'd say, changed my life. And
Yeah, amazing. Yeah, I mean, it seems like there's some ancestral, just kind of early onset, just drive to be there. And here you are, doing it, making change, being a part of the future that you want to see.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Hollander, I would love to ask you about your inspirations growing up and just whether it's an artist you really liked or something that got you playing music when you were just a little kind of smaller thing.
Yeah. Growing up, I grew up obviously in my very big house, and we all kind of had our own little things. I gravitated towards music, and I grew up on like 50s and 60s like music. Super inspired by Aretha Franklin, Diana Ross, Whitney Houston, Johnny Cash. Like those kinds of people really, I think, shaped how I viewed music. Their take on things I felt like was so deep, and because that's all we listened to, that's really all that I knew. Outside of that, I didn't know very much until I got a little bit older and like started to do some research on it myself. But I think those people really had such an influence on me, and there was like a depth there that I don't hear a lot of. So, yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Is there an artist that you grew up listening to locally that kind of moved you and got you inspired?
Not so much locally. I think because I mostly listened to that time frame of music, that was kind of like what I was mostly interested in. But as I grew older, I definitely became bigger fans of local artists, and just seeing what they do, and even the people that I get to like share stages with today are so inspiring. North County is so lucky to have the musicians that we have, and the talent that is here is just ridiculous. It's really unlike anything else. And the support that's there is fantastic. I feel like we all are just like arm in arm with each other, just trying to like help each other out with stuff, and it doesn't ever feel like competition. It feels like family. Yeah.
And are you always looking for new collaborators, or do you have a fixed band, or is it kind of like an in motion?
I do have a fixed band now. So on the record, I had a great group of guys. Dolly's been like my one constant. He's my drummer and producer. Yeah, shout out Dolly.
Yeah, Dolly.
Shout out.
I just posted a link to that if you guys want to find the podcast.
Hell yeah, tight. So yeah, he was my producer and drummer, and really helped kind of grow this side of me. And then, so moving forward, we'll definitely have him, and then the guitarist that was on the last record too, Mason. And yeah, so I mean, there's just, and it's amazing because I look at all these incredible artists and I want to collaborate with all of them. Like, it's like, I'm like, you do music? Let's write. Like, I love it so much.
Yeah.
That's the
awesome.
best.
I was at the Music House in Cardiff maybe a couple months ago, and I popped in and saw you and Shane Hall playing a little duo.
Yeah.
So beautiful. I feel like you guys are really complimentary.
Yeah, he's incredible. He's so incredible.
You're
I think.
Incredible.
Thank you. Thank you.
Are you guys gonna continue collaborating, or is that an ongoing duo, or is that?
And we don't normally play together that often. I feel very, very lucky though, because on my release, he was able to play that night with us. And so he's incredible. The stuff that he's doing is just wild and awesome. Such an inspiration. But I mean, I wouldn't say no to doing like more shows together.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it sounded too good to not do more shows
fun.
together. That's awesome. Well, I think you know what I'm going to ask you to do next.
Give us some more.
Do it!
We're jonesing.
I will do it.
Give us that juice.
I love it. I wrote this, it was during the shutdown, maybe a month ago, maybe.
Ooh,
I'll
new
share it
stuff.
with you. It's called Blow My Mind.
Been a minute since you came around. Spent the whole night drinking, face down. Feeling a little lost, then I get loud. I take me far, far away. We're rolling out of time. Ooh, blow my mind. Making love to danger like it's my name. Got nothing to stop me. This ain't no game. I am no exception. I can't be tamed. She's a lost cause. That's what they say. Baby, what do you say? Oh, take me far, far away. We're rolling out of time. Oh, blow my mind. Oh, you blow my. One thing leads another. Here we go. Hands are on the trigger. Don't take it slow. It's about time. What are you waiting for? Shoot your shot. Leave you wanting more. More.
That's what I'm talking about.
Wow. We are so privileged to have you here.
It's
Thank
an
you so
honor.
much.
Thank you
Just-
so much.
So good.
You're something else. You know, it's not only great to see live music, but just you're extremely talented.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So as you were doing your thing, I was just curious, what drives your creativity or your writing process and song making?
I feel like there's so many different things. I wish I could figure out like what the one thing is, but I think I'm inspired by so much. I think that when you look around, like in life, there's so many things to be grateful for. I got the opportunity during the shutdown. We went and did like a camping trip for 5 days, I think, just up the coast in like Northern California, and being up there was just ridiculous. Like, we're so lucky to be able to like live here and to have the time to be able to go do that and the freedoms to be able to do that. I don't take those things for granted, and it's just really, I think nature is very inspiring to me. I think hardships can be really inspiring. I think pain is a really good teacher. And I think that being able to make something beautiful out of that, I don't want to waste like the painful things in life. I want to make something out of it. So I try to use whatever I can to create.
Versatile.
Yeah.
Versatile creativity. That's awesome. What do you guys miss most about 2019? You remember that year?
Oof, probably
Whoa.
everything.
Everything. It's like the baby reveals were like mellow. Remember that? It was like, hey, by the way, I got a boy.
Yeah.
Right.
It wasn't
like,
a
I'm gonna
fire
smoke
starter. Yeah.
Forgot about that. That was a quite the viral.
I'd say, I mean, so my mom lives outside of Washington, D.C., and she has lupus. And so she has not left her house since March, which means I won't be able to see my mom until there's a vaccine and we're able to know that we'll be safe. So for me, it's definitely family. You know, I've been with my boyfriend for a year and a half now, and we haven't had the opportunity to meet each other's families because of the shutdown and everything, and family living in other parts of the country. And so on one hand, you know, it's like I feel so privileged that we live where we live. My life is lived outdoors between surfing, running, climbing, you know, it's like, and I get to still do all of those things with the shutdown happening. And there are so many people. I, again, grew up in North Jersey, which was extremely hard hit. I represent hospital workers, and there are people that are paying the ultimate price right now for what's happening and the irresponsibility about how it's been handled. So for me, I miss my mom, but it's a small price to pay to make sure that she stays well and I stay well and our frontline workers stay well. And, you know, it'll all pass. This too shall pass. So I'm just really grateful to be where we're at, have my health. You know, my boyfriend is a firefighter medic, know that, you know, it's like he's been safe thus far, and just want to see that continue really for everyone in this country. So
Wow. Was he involved in those fires earlier in the year?
he went up to the fires up north this summer. He's on a helicopter, and so he just went to kind of run the helicopter program there. And the fires that happened the week before the election in Orange County, same thing. Orange County Fire is where he works, and so he was manning helicopters there. But unfortunately, there were 2 firefighters that were hurt pretty badly and burned, and so we're keeping them in our prayers.
What's your boyfriend's name?
Aaron Shook.
Aaron Shook, you're the man. We love and support everything you do, and all the firefighters out there.
Amen.
A lot of respect
Thank you.
for you guys.
Yeah, he was bummed he couldn't come tonight. He's a musician as well, so he was like, "Wait, when am I getting invited?" I was like, "After COVID, you can come and rock out."
You're coming back. Don't worry. Molly, what do you? Oh, sorry. Hollander. We know what we're doing here.
Hell yeah.
What do you miss most about 2019?
I really miss live shows. I miss being in a packed room with so many other people and collectively feeling the same thing at the same time. Like, to me, that's like the most unreal experience, and there's nothing I think that like comes close to that. Just like to have 200 people in a room just being stoked at the same time.
The stoke meter just can't go that high without live music. It just doesn't happen.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree. I do. I'm a little biased, but I agree.
Yeah. My last show I was with Kyer. We were at the Belly Up checking out Theo Katzman.
Oh, nice.
That was right before COVID hit.
That was life-changing, man.
Life-changing.
He talked to me for a while after, and I got to meet Joe Dart and talk to him, which was just insane. But that set, and I told him this, the balance of like who soloed when, how many solos there were, to like the key changes, like the order of the songs was just absolutely on point. So that was a powerful show.
Yeah, I know. And to have that be was that your last show too, or before the Big Bang?
I can't remember. I go to a lot of shows, so they kind of blend.
I feel like for that, I was like, okay, maybe I could take a month or 2, because we didn't really know how, like, what was gonna happen and how long, and it's like, at least I gotta soak that up for a second.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, still basking in that as well.
Do you guys remember your last shows before the COVID hit?
My last one was my album release. We had a few shows in line that we were gonna do. We were set up for one show, and then got a call that it was canceled like the last second. We were all set up, ready to sound check, and they were like, "Oh, it's done." And
whoa.
And that was like, that was like a couple weeks before the actual shutdown. So it was such a wild thing to experience that. And then when I saw that, I was like, okay, it's gonna be real different real soon. Yeah.
Yeah, things have definitely taken a turn. Luckily, there's still a few outdoor places making it happen.
Oh, shout out to those places.
Right.
It's seriously keeping so many musicians alive. There are a lot of people, thankfully, In our household, my husband's also a firefighter. We don't have to rely on like music as an income, but I know a lot of friends that they do, and so my heart goes out to them trying to figure out ways to navigate during this time. But the outdoor spaces are helping so many people.
Definitely.
I'm loving all the outdoor spaces. It's like everything, all the restaurants are outside. The streets are looking like New Orleans. It's great.
Yeah, you can get alcohol in the street now, right? You can walk around.
That they like
Get
give
it to
you
go.
margaritas
You can take it to go.
You could take it to go.
It's
And
like you're in-
a cup in your car. I'm like, how is this allowed?
It's like you're in New Orleans or something.
Yeah. I'm not going to get mad at it, though. I love it.
I know. I just hope it doesn't go back.
Same.
Right?
Yeah.
I want, in a perfect world, COVID doesn't exist anymore, and then the restaurants stay the same.
Yeah.
Bring everything outside. The night of the Roxbury really had it down. They were like, let's bring the outside inside and the inside outside. But
Classic,
I mean, it was,
Yeah.
they're onto something.
Yeah.
There's a lot to be learned during these times. And
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean,
Absolutely.
yoga in the park is amazing. You know,
Yeah,
it's like
that
not
too.
being in studios, like hearing the
Fun.
birds. It's very like Mary Poppins-esque. Well, you're out there in the park during yoga and there's just these little birds going by. And,
Yeah. How many yoga events have you guys done so far?
Well, we've done 3 a week since July, which are, our smaller ones. And this will be our first large wellness festival.
Wow.
So,
And they're
yeah.
getting bigger turnouts each time?
Yeah, I mean, we expect somewhere between 50 to 60 people this Saturday. And then we plan to mimic it in City Heights. And so we will do a free wellness event down in City Heights, which, it's about access and representation. And so we want to bring the gift that we take for granted very often down to City Heights. So that we plan to do that in January.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And all of these links and these events will be in our bio. Back to
Awesome.
the link in bio thing, so you can click on it when this is posted.
Everything on wheels, link in bio.
Everything
Apply
yeah,
storage.
We got some
Yeah.
slogans
I
developing.
need to look through them.
Developing
I feel like
slogans.
we have so much going on that I'm always like, oh, wait, we have another event. So
I know. Yeah, what are
That's
some
great.
other events you got coming up?
Tomorrow night we have an online cooking event. It's cooking with Samantha Binkley, who she's one of our vendors. She does spices, and so you guys would love it as musicians. Her spices are all plays on different songs. So she has like a play on, I think it's No Woman, No Cry, but it's like a spice kind of play on the words. And so every and it's a Jamaican spice is that one. And so every spice has a song that goes along with it. So she'll be doing an online cooking class where 10% of the funds from that will go to E4E. Then we have the wellness event. Small Business Saturdays, we're part of Lacadia 101 and Cardiff 101, and I think you guys are going to have a musician come and play at that event,
You betcha.
which is the Saturday after Thanksgiving. And then December will really be all about us supporting other nonprofits. And Giving Tuesday, we're going to do fundraisers for 3 other nonprofits, Paving Great Futures, a woman who collects clothes, does clothing drives, to help support people that were homeless, and another nonprofit that's down in City Heights. And again, we really just want to highlight people that have been doing this work for so long.
Wow.
So,
That's amazing.
Yeah, and then we'll do a giving tree and a toy drive and all the good stuff.
So you've like set up every night for the rest of the month. I don't like making decisions. I like those menus that are like you get 1, 2, or 3.
Yeah.
So you're making it easy.
Yeah,
for us. It's
totally.
nice.
There's so many different ways to get involved, and
Yeah.
it's only possible because we have such an incredible team. It's like
Absolutely.
my co-founders and our board and our leadership body, and everyone that's on our team are volunteers, and we have everything from social media marketing to pro bono lawyers that make things possible that I would have never imagined. So
It's incredible.
yeah, we have a great village here.
Yeah, definitely. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Are you gonna attend the virtual cooking show tomorrow?
I would love to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there gonna be like can we ask questions during that
Yeah.
too?
So it's they are vegetarian sides that she'll be teaching, and then it's a appletini that she'll be making, like apple cider martini that'll be going along with that, and that's on our website that people can
Sounds
sign up
so
for there.
fun.
Yeah.
So they show you how to do it?
Oh yeah, you'll get the ingredients list in advance, and then you just cook along. She has her whole kitchen set up as a studio. We did this once before with, I'm not sure if anyone goes to Lacadia's Farmers Market, but Rafiki's Foods is an incredible Kenyan food. He'll actually be at Small Business Saturday. And so he did an online cooking to teach us how to make real Kenyan food. And so really it's about just bringing more culture into our own homes.
That's my mom's favorite guy ever.
Oh my God.
Oh.
He's also the most his food is delicious, but
Sylvester?
he is the most, amazing person ever. And I actually will get him lined up to be on this because he has the most incredible immigrant story from Kenya that people should hear.
That'd be amazing.
Right?
Yeah, he's
absolutely.
fantastic.
He
Your
wanted my
will
mom
love
to
that.
film a TikTok video with. He keeps trying to get her. They want to do a TikTok video, but yeah, he's a man.
Yeah.
Sylvester.
How do we make that happen?
Well, we almost did it last week, and then he was like, "Oh no, I'm not ready." I don't know. He's being too shy.
TikTok's
could
like the new buzz, it's like
Yeah. Right.
possibility is there.
Yeah. I haven't checked it out yet, but I hear lots of good things.
So we're doing it this weekend? Or what's the...
Yeah, you got to come to the market, and
Okay.
we'll do one with Sylvester and my mom.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome. A really funny concept to that cooking show would be to have like a camera in someone's house who's trying to match the recipe, and there's just like shit burning everywhere. Like,
Well, it's all done on Zoom, so you can watch
okay.
everybody else in their homes doing it,
Oh,
which
you
is
can.
So when we did the Kenyan one first, I was like watching, and I was like, "What are you doing?" And it was like so funny to see like, what does the woman do in the house? What does the man do? And it's everyone, it's like just this. I love this too about COVID is we get these really intimate glimpses into people's homes with Zoom. Sometimes awkward, but still really nice too.
yeah. Well, I'm really excited for that. That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Do we have another song? What do you?
I'll
feeling?
do as much as you would
Yeah.
like.
I'm
I'm not. Don't tempt me with a good time.
Right.
Well, okay then.
I would love to. This is a song that may or may not be coming out really, really soon.
I'm in your head, in your bed, that's what you wanted. I got a feeling you know just how I like it. You're the drug, I'm in love, just let me at it. I put the rage in the cage for one night only. I think we're sick, taking heat, it's what we're craving. It's just a cause and effect. Look what you started. Oh, so slow. Tell me, baby, when you're ready to go. You know you've been fiending, hoping that I'll be yours, yours, yours. I get low, thinking, baby, that you misunderstood. Rest assured, low down and up to no good. Insane, making waves like in the ocean, a hurricane in the game. That's what I'm saying. I never came to behave. Come get this loving. Like I'm alive, even dead, I'm halfway living. I'm amazing, the game, deleted party. No one wins in sin, it's the beginning. Oh, so slow. Tell me, baby, when you're ready to go. You know you've been fiending, hoping that I'll be yours, yours, yours. I get low, thinking, baby, that you misunderstood. Rest assured, low down and up to no good, to no good.
There's so much energy and rhythm in your music playing.
Thank you.
It's so good. It's hard not to wiggle.
Perfect.
It's so natural. It's like you barely even open your mouth, and I'm like, where did that sound come
Right?
from?
Yeah. I open my mouth and it doesn't come out.
No.
Well, you guys, we're close to wrapping up here. I just wanted to open up the space to see if you guys had any like last remarks or things you wanted to say to the millions of people that are watching right now.
Yeah, we're at 500,000 right
We're
now.
at 500,000. Sick.
So kind of
Bring it
less than normal, but
I mean, I would just, it's like reiterate again, it's like racism and inequality and inequity sometimes seems really, really overwhelming for people, and therefore they stay stagnant and they stay on their couch. And we invite people, come to our website at Encinitas for Equality. There is a Get More Involved link, and we have 7 different subgroups. And so for the people that love the event plannings, whether it's the yoga or surf events, the community group is a home for you. If you believe that we should have more diversity in our curriculum in our schools, join our school systems group. If you want to learn more about allyship and what it means to not just be an ally, but on the constant path to allyship, we have our allyship team. And where it all began was we truly believe we have to reimagine police and what that looks like and reimagine our criminal justice system. And so we have an incredible team led by Marlon Taylor, who I also want to highlight was the first Black person who was just elected to office here in Encinitas. He is going to be on the EUSD school board. He has 2 Black daughters in the school system and recognized, it's like just the need for diversity within our schools. And so Marlon, we love you and are so excited that he stepped into that space. But he's also doing incredible work on reimagining police and what it should look like, not just in Encinitas and beyond. Our business group, like we said, is working on bringing more Black businesses. How do we work in allyship with existing businesses and bring more diversity and understanding into corporations? Housing, I think we all know housing is really expensive in Encinitas, and that creates a blockage for people that want to be able to live here. And so we're looking at how do we support responsible development? It's like we have a mandate from the state to responsibly develop low income here, and we really want to change the conversation from the not in my backyard to the yes in my backyard. And so our housing group is really leading on that, and the homelessness concerns that we have here, and making sure that people are have homes and have access to homes. And last is our youth group, which is our future. So we have this incredible team of youth that are it's a high school led group, and they are really pushing their board of supervisors to bring more curriculum into their schools, but also educating themselves with having differing educators come into their weekly Zooms. And so we have Zoom groups every week. People can pop in at any time, find a space that calls to you. And, it's like there's so much need. And I say it all the time that activism and democracy and change is a choir. And there's some people like myself that I'm like, give me the conductor sticks. Like, this is where I like to be. And there's other people that are, give me the cowbell, and that works for me. And there is a place for everyone. And until everyone gets involved, I don't think we're going to see real change. And so, we invite everyone to come and join us and make change happen in your backyard. Because if we can do it here in this very, very white community that really is a bubble, then we can take this and replicate it anywhere else. And so I'm just so glad to be able to be on here and share our message and, the work that the incredible team that I work alongside, what we get to do. And just thanks for having me, and thanks for giving me an in-person concert. Like, I don't think I've been to a concert for a year, so this is so amazing. So thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I just love that you've created a space for privileged people that are just frozen with not knowing what to do, and you're making it so easy for people to make a difference.
Yeah.
And so much love and respect for that. Just like where's the album? Where can we get it?
Yeah. My album is available on all listening platforms. I also, for the outdoor shows that I'm doing I also carry my merch with me. I've got my CDs with me, and we have some t-shirts and stuff like that for purchase as well. I think that if whatever we can do to help support these outdoor venues as communities would be really helpful for lots and lots of people, for our communities and for our musicians. But yeah, that would be wonderful. listening to my songs all the time would be wonderful. Coming up to my shows all the time would be wonderful. And be on the lookout for some new stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I got my
Yeah.
specs.
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
it. Well, I have a little pitch for you guys. I don't know if everyone's open for it, but I was hoping, do you have one more song for us? You do?
Yes.
Okay, but
Making you
the
work.
pitch is that we all kind of jam out some percussion in the background to this one.
Ooh, you better.
Do
Oh.
we just kind of add a little spice to this
Oh,
outro?
you better.
Love
Gentle
that.
fade out?
Yes. Yes.
Okay,
I love
Kyra,
it.
do you mind grabbing some of those,
Yeah.
whatever we got? We got shakers.
Underneath the drum. They're underneath the drum.
We're doing it live for you guys. We're getting wild and spicy.
I've been practicing for 24 hours.
Oh, this
24
is
hours.
perfect.
Oh,
And I
well,
guess
that one might
this-
be a bit of a challenge because
They're
it's-
all a bit of a
that one's
challenge.
that one's a tabla and it's missing the cylinders.
Oh yeah, those are probably best for me.
There we go.
Mako. There we go.
We call it a barn jam. You know, we're going
Yeah.
out classy.
I can manage these.
Yeah, I'll take the work.
If there's a triangle, I'd love to get wild with one of those.
Electric triangle.
Tambourine.
Here's one.
Oh, sick.
You got it all.
Shout out to Alon Saltman
back
for
on for
providing the shockers, or the shakers, and the chakras. So just so you know, it's gonna be probably difficult to keep rhythm, but you know we're gonna make it
Oh,
happen.
it's for fun. Yeah. Hell yeah. We're in this together.
All right, guys. So this will be our last song here. I say it as if it's our last song now
Yeah.
that there's a shaker in hand. But make sure to check us out. Barn Time. This is produced by Apogee Creatives. If you want to come on to the podcast or work with us, reach us out. You know, reach out to us. I could speak. Slide a DM. Whatever the kids are saying these days.
Slip
All right.
the DM.
All right, you can cut this mic.
Slip into the DM.
We're slipping into the
We're
DMs.
slipping, not sliding.
Oh, I want to slip and slide though.
Ooh.
You need some water and a tarp.
Chew.
Hell yeah. All right.
What's this last song called?
This is the first song I released. It's called High.
Mm.
Yeah.
I just wanna get you high. Oh, I need you in my life. I want you to spend the night. Do what it takes to make you mine. Yeah, you. Heart is high, yeah, you. Light my fire. Oh, when I'm here, I'm feeling fine. I'm alright. Oh, see the danger in your eyes. Oh, never I'm chasing after your high. Just wanna be alive. I'm chasing after your high. I'm chasing after your high. Just wanna be alive. I'm chasing after your high.
You're gonna blow this roof off.
Wow. I know. I was like, is this getting smoky in here or what?
It kind of looks like it.
And I looked
It's
over
so
there.
good.
There's a giant flame, actually.
Hopefully we didn't ruin your song.
Not at all. Did we just start a band?
Well,
I think
we just
5
recorded a song.
shakers is
We did.
necessary
We
on
did.
that
yeah.
song.
I think it is. I don't know what I was thinking recording it without that.
Yeah,
Well, we just did. You know?
Yeah.
Let's take
Let's
it
cut
on
it.
the road.
Hell yeah.
Press
let's
that.
Go. Let's take this on the road. Yes.
Press that.
I loved that song. Thank you for letting us be a part of it.
Thank
and for
you.
sharing your music. Both you guys, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Incredible. And especially just everything that you bring to this community. It's really just beautiful and just creating real change and inspiring people. So I'm so happy to know you guys and to have experienced this with you.
Thank you.
Thank you so
And everybody at home, I hope you were jamming out and banging on something over there in your homes. Staying warm, you know. Alrighty. Well, Barn Time episode 2.
Yeah, you wanna
Where,
play us
where?
out?
Oh, playing it out.
Play us out there, Kyra.